We all need to get angry sometimes, but sometimes we also just need to see. And for when that happens, boy do I have the album for you. Bang is the debut full-length from Scottish singer-songwriter Iona Zajac. And you'd think with a title like that, and with all of the excitement of a debut album, she would be barreling out of the traps. But no, instead she's opted for something more patient and watchful, like a predator lying in wait for its prey. Zajac's rather literary style of indie folk rock moves at a slow simmer, and many of the tracks here feel shrouded with a dark, gothic vibe. But it's powerful stuff nonetheless, as she unpacks trauma past and present and examines the perpetrators like a scientist with a microscope. Even when her lyrics are more cryptic or loosely imagistic, there is a rather potent but concealed rage here. Anton is probably the clearest example of this, with its two middle verses that mirror each other and repeated allusions to the color red. It's a slow build for much of its 5 minutes, starting with just voice and strummed electric guitar, but the mix gets fuller and fuller, a full band emerges from the fog, and we are treated to these white voice style wordless screams. Having now had it out with this assault from teenage years, Zajac's final verse seems already lightened. Similarly, Bulls, which opens the album, bubbles under with vague yet piercing lyrics. It's got a false fade-out ending that circles back into this symbol-forward freakout, as if to make good on the threat of those bowls breaking from earlier in the song. Dilute, meanwhile, sounds exhausted but resilient. Zajac is singing here about finding herself in warm black oil, but desperately wanting to break free from confines, running with her arms above her head. It's a track that calls to mind alt folk forebears like Kate LeBon on the claustrophobic instrumental and Aldous Harding on the foreboding vocal style. I'm reminded again of Harding in the melodies and lyrics of Chicken Supermarket, which is a spare acoustic track recounting a dream where the sea is jelly, and similarly on Summer, whose chorus feels like a prayer or a summoning of some great spirit, maybe even that of the poet Emily Dickinson, whose work is obliquely quoted here. It's a fine example of Zajac's patience and consideration on this record. She really knows when to pull back and let her lyrics and her voice shine, and similarly when to let rip entirely. The title track rolls along with looping guitars and a brooding intensity, while Murder Mystery sees the narrator wanting the weather for killing, before the instrumental works its way up from a laid-back indie slacker to some banshee wails of guitars in its final 30 seconds. As a current touring member of the Pogues, Zajac is no stranger to the music business, and so I don't want to be patronizing and say, woo, what a debut, but like, what a debut. Bang is heavy, it's heady, it's dark and furious when it needs to be, but similarly lighter when the song calls for it. And I'm already awaiting what Iona Zajac does next with bated breath.